welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. And today we have another puzzle that's been recommended to us by some world-class constructors. In fact, it's quite interesting. Can I do this? Yeah, I can go over to Logic Masters Germany where the puzzle has appeared. It's by Philipp Huber. And if you have a look down here, you can see some of the names commenting on this Sudoku we're going to be looking at. So just a quick look. I mean, Beardmaster, I don't know Beardmaster, it's a very good name, but Sir Wozel, wonderful constructor, very elegant, not just the break-in. Ars Brun is the pseudonym of Bastian Weil Jain, so another excellent puzzle. Fistemafel, now I'm not very good at German, but many thanks for this Pearl Beauty, something like that. I mean, again, Udakos, beautiful puzzle. So this should be an absolute treat today. It's some sort of mashup of XV Sudoku and Kropki, and I'll read the rules in just a second. Before we get to that, I have got some really exciting news. On Patreon, as well as this incredible Sudoku puzzle hunt that many of you have been tackling over the last few days, we've just released a whole puzzle pack for you for free. The puzzle pack is the work of our Discord server, who run a monthly competition to set puzzles themed around topics. You may remember Mitchell Lee's Poker Sudoku, one of my favourite Sudokus we've ever done on the channel, came out of one of those themed months, as did Cluedoku by Ricky Cruz. Well, anyway, last month's theme was modern art, and they've put together this incredible, I mean, it is incredible. I haven't even looked through all of it, but it's a themed puzzle pack. You know, it's beautifully created as well. I think the artwork is due to the constructor Shy, so she's done an amazing job with that. And then if we go along here, you can see all of these are represented as Sudokus. Oh, so here we go. So we've got Back Power has compiled the puzzles. Glum Hippo, another name you'll recognise. Oh, and an advert to join the Discord. I recommend joining the Discord. I'm not joking. I think there are 8,800 members now of the fan Discord for Cracking the Cryptic, which makes it, I mean, it must be the biggest active puzzle solving community on the planet. It is quite incredible. Now look at this. Banksy Doku. And the thing is, what Alima has actually done here is that it's pretty accurate. It's pretty accurate as the thing goes through the shredder. You can see, I mean, this takes incredible imagination. This is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen as a Sudoku. Dali's The Persistence of Memory on the right, and or filter, I'm not sure how I meant to say that, but look at this. I mean, this is just stunning, absolutely stunning. Another Banksy, this time by Lishdesh, and look, again, you can sort of see it actually looks like the painting. If somebody said to you which modern art, even what art picture is this, you would get it if you were familiar with the Banksy painting. Of course, Andy Warhol's tomato soup there. That's not bad. It's not bad. The banana duct taped to the wall. Now this, yeah, I mean, again, look, you've got the banana tape, you've got the grey, looks like thermometers being used to construct the tape. Love it. Now that's, okay, that's David Hockney, isn't it? Okay, I'm not so familiar with that one. Why is it showing me the F puzzles link? I don't want to see the F puzzles link. I want to see the picture. Yeah, that's pretty good. Not bad. I mean, this, Ricky Cruz again. Ricky Cruz has some artistic skill as well as some Sudoku skill. Look at it. It's just beautiful. I don't know who this person's supposed to be, but there's a passing resemblance to somebody I know. It's not me. And this one. Look at this. I mean, that is Mr. Toffee's representation of the dove there. Is absolutely beautiful, from Picasso, of course. That I really like. That is absolutely stunning. As is the burning okapi. Look, I mean, this is, you know, this Dali picture here. How can you create this in a Sudoku? And yet Glass 90 has done it. This definitely looks like a giraffe or an okapi. And you can sort of see how the yellow and the red have been used to indicate that it's on fire. I mean, it's just... Oh, this is Van Gogh. I don't know if I've seen this one before. The Sea at Les Saintes-Maries de la Mer. I mean, that, again, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Mad mahogany, you wouldn't expect anything less. Glum hippo. Okay. And it's accurate even to the dots. Look, the arrangement of the dots is correct. Love it. Oh, the Vitruvian man. Oh no, the Vitruvian person. Okay, well, I did a crossword once called the Vitruvian Man. Well, it wasn't called the Vitruvian Man. I think you had to work out it was about the Vitruvian Man. I mean, it's simply stunning. All done with thermometers. Amazing. Slice it. I've not seen this one before. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Look, somebody has made a slicey puzzle out of Vincent van Gogh's Starry, Starry Night. Or Starry Night. Sorry, mixing up my Don McLean with Vincent van Gogh, but you know what I mean. That is absolutely beautiful. I can't go through all of these. Anyway, sorry, that's not what the video is about. I've spent 6 minutes of the video looking at pictures. Anyway, there's all of these puzzles. You can play them all. I'm sure that Mark and I might solve one or two of them on the channel over the coming days, but I just thought you might like to see it. They're all free. Go and play them, and at least go and look at them and go and marvel at them, because they are rather wonderful. Also on Patreon, of course, behind the paywall, we have our Sudoku puzzle hunt by Udakos and Stéphane Bura. Do keep having a go. We keep getting correct solutions. We keep getting these amazing plaudits. I am quickly going to read out the names of those who have solved it, because they deserve recognition. So well done to Matthew Boyd, Helen Whitfield, who noted that John Whitfield had helped also by providing her with gin while she was solving. Dvorak 42, Amanda O'Shea, Lindsay and Aaron Frederick, Alberto Valauri, Kay and Mark Menons, Oystein Amundrud, who should definitely be an armoured bear in his Dark Materials. My goodness, that is a wonderful name. And that's all. So that's all the new solvers. Also, earlier on, I put up a crossword video as well. So if you like your crosswords, have a look at that. Anyway, we must get back to actually solving puzzles. Let us look at Philipp Huber's puzzle with these amazing reviews. So the rules are simple. We've got normal Sudoku rules. Cells separated by an X, sum to 10. A V, sum to 5. A black dot, have a 1:2 ratio. And a white dot, have a difference of 1. Okay, I can see all those. Nothing is said about whether, if you had a 1 and 2 in cells like that, obviously they could have a black dot or a white dot between them. But we aren't told anything, so we shan't assume anything. No negative constraints apply. So that means that if, for example, these two squares added to 10, that would be absolutely fine. There doesn't need to be an X between every domino that sums to 10. We simply know that the ones that do, we know that domino definitely does sum to 10. So similarly, if these two squares were 3 and 6, you wouldn't have to have a black dot between them. They could have a black dot, or not. In this case, they don't. They could still be 3 and 6. So that's how the rules work. That is all there is to it. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video. Now I get to play. Let's get cracking and see how we would do this. So, how do we do this? We have got to think about... Well, I mean, obviously there are these patterns around the grid, these X's and V's. And I obviously notice those this run of black dots as well. Let's start with the run of black dots. So if you have a run of 3 black dots like this, one of the things I know about this is it must contain a 4. And that's because if you think about it, given that each one of these dominoes has a ratio of 1:2, if we start down here and think about the options, if this was a 1, this would have to be a 2, and this would have to be a 4. So there's our 4 in the run. If this is a 2, this would have to be a 4, this would have to be an 8. If this was 4, we just have to count down again, and if this is 8, we have to count down again. So what you always end up with is something like this. In fact, it's also got to have a 2 in it, I've just realised, which I hadn't appreciated. So we get 2s and 4s, which does limit this x somewhat. So that x has now either got to be 1, 9 or 3, 7. And that does not look like it's a profitable way to go, actually. Now, the other thing I know that some constructors have been trolling me with ever since I said it is that I made a comment once when solving an XV Sudoku that 5s were the most useless digit, and since then it seems every XV Sudoku I've done has made exclusive use of the digit 5. So I'm just going to check, because if you look at these 2x2 blocks in each of the 4 corner boxes, you can never put a 5 in any of these cells, because if you did, you'd have to either repeat the 5 or put a 0 in, which means in these corner boxes the 5s are locked into, just misclicked, lost my army, those cells, which actually don't look very useful. Good. No. Okay, so I'm not getting anywhere doing this. I should try and be a bit more diligent about... I've just noticed something else. In fact, look, in row 8, I've got 2 V's. Right, here we go. Here we go. So if I've got 2 V's, one of these V's will have to be 2, 3. The other one will have to be 1, 4. And that means they make a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. So that means we get 6, 7, 8, and 9 into those squares. It means that... What else does it mean? It means that... I'm not actually sure what it means. So these digits are consecutive. Each of these dominoes is consecutive. This... See, these are far less useful. These don't seem to... Are they input? I was about to say they're far less useful. Maybe they're not. No, these are not useless, actually. These are not useless. I hadn't noticed this when I first looked at it, but I just have now. So I think the key... yeah, okay, so this V cannot be the same as this V. So if this was 1, 4, let's look at this. If this was 1, 4, can this be 1, 4? And the answer is no, because of the effect that 1, 4 here would have on these two squares. If this was 1, 4, this would have to be 6, 9, and this has to be a 6 or a 9 because we've started with a 1, 4 presumption here. So what you'd end up with, let's do it longhand so we can prove it, is that. And that is going to break. So actually, let's go right back to here. What we can say is that this domino here is definitely not the same as this domino. Which means, so actually maybe we have a colouring opportunity, which is very appropriate given the modern art thing. I'm going to create some more modern art here. So let's colour those. I'll colour these in blue. Now I know that, so I know two things. I know this is definitely not blue. So whatever this is, whether it's 1, 4 or 2, 3, this is the other version. So we'll make it red. And that is therefore red. Now look, where does red now go in box 7? Red has to go here. Oh, okay, well that's died a death, hasn't it? No. So I can also colour the high digits though. So look at these two squares. Whatever these are, yeah, they have to go in there. This is really cool. This is very clever the way this puzzle works, because if this is 1, 4, we know this will be 6, 9. This will be 2, 3, so this will be 7, 8. So where do you put whatever you put in this domino in this box? Only in those two squares. So these squares here also match, and we need a new colour for these two, which have to now go there because they can't go here. So, so yesterday I did a colouring thing which involved single cells, really. Here we're actually colouring dominoes, which is very unusual. Now I guess 5 has to be in one of those cells. Oh, well, I've backed into a digit here. I was thinking, because coloured cells can't be 5, I must have a 5 in one of those cells, which is true. But that then makes you wonder, where does 5 go in this box? Well, it can't be on a coloured cell, because coloured cells have to be compatible with X and V clues. So that is a 5. Now, hang on. So this is a green domino. Now, I haven't checked this one. Yeah, this works the same as this one. Right, so whatever we put in there, whatever this domino is, can't be the same as this domino. Because let's imagine this was a 2, for example, or a 2 or a 3, this would be a 7 or an 8. So if this was a 2 or 3, you'd have a 7-8 pair there, and that would be broken. So this domino is blue. This domino is therefore purple. The blue now goes there, because it must, and that must be a 5. And, oh, come on. Okay. So now we have to think again, I think. I'm not seeing... Can we use this still? We've got... Feels like there's something going on, because this is almost like a weird empty rectangle, you know. In the sense that it's clearly not possible to have 2 reds or 2 greens in these 3 squares. Oh, this is it. This is it. Right, got it. It's not possible for there to be 2 reds in these 3 squares, because if there is 2 reds in these 3 squares, that square has no value. It's also not possible for this to be 2 greens. But look, it works the same way in those 3 squares. If these 3 squares are either 2 reds or 2 greens, it's going to break one of those 2 squares. So you can have a maximum of 1 red and 1 green in these 3 squares, and a maximum of 1 red and 1 green in these 3 squares. So this square can never be red or green, because if it is, you will definitely break that criteria, because you will either have a red or a green here or here, and it will cause 2 either this way or this way. So this square is not red or green, so it is 5. Which means 5 is in one of those cells. I don't think we know, do we, how to... I know that this is a red and green domino, i.e. it's 1 of each, but I don't think I know which way round it is. Same with this one. But maybe, can we do the same here? Yes, we can. It's beautiful. The logic's symmetrical. This time, though, with blues and purples. You can't have 2 blues and purple. You can't have 2 blues there. You can't have 2 blues there, or one of those 2 squares will crack. So this must be the 5, and this is a blue-purple domino. This is a blue-purple domino. 5 must be in one of those cells. 5 must be... Oh, 5 must be... Look, 5 can't go on a black cell, because this can only be 1, 2, 4, 8, or 3 and 6. So 5 goes there. 5, therefore... 5 must be in one of those 2 cells in the centre now, because it can't be in any of those squares. And that means 5 is on that cell, which is on a white dot. Oh, got it. Yeah, I've got it. So if 5 is on a white dot here, this can't be a 4, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the row. This has to be a 6, and therefore purple is a 6-9 pair. That is gorgeous. Hats off. My hat is doffed to you, Philip. That is absolutely superb. Now, let's take this forward now. So green, we've worked out, is 7 and 8. So we can just fill in 7s and 8s, and we don't know how they split apart from there, but we do, it's a huge breakthrough, because that's going to give us that's a 1-4 pair. It gives us this is a 2-3 pair. This now is a 1-4 pair. This is a 2-3 pair. Yeah, okay, I can see that I've not put a 9 in this row as well. Let me just stare at it again for a second to see if there's anything else I can spot. So 4 now's definitely got to be in one of these two cells, because there's definitely a 4 up here. This is a 2-3 pair. So 2 has to be in one of those cells. 7s and 8s have to be in those cells. Let's come back to the 9. At least I've spotted that. There has to be a 9 on this white dot. Therefore, there has to be an 8 on the white dot as well, because there must be a consecutive digit. So this square now has become a 7. This has become an 8. Oh, that's surprisingly unhelpful. Those two squares are 1 and 4. Let's actually fill that in. So okay. So now these squares are a known triple, aren't they? They have to be 1, 4 and 6 just to complete the row. We know that's not 4 because of the 4 up here. Now these squares therefore are 2, 3 and 7. And we know this one isn't 2. And okay, so now we get stuck. No we don't. Oh, we may, well, this black dot now is much more restricted than it used to be. So if this is a 2, this can be a 1 or a 4, or it can be a 6. Actually, that's surprisingly unhelpful. Now, okay, so where do we look now? Is it this black dot? I feel it must now be Kropki, because we've made such amazing use of these 2x2 regions. Although this just doesn't feel like it's going to crack the puzzle open to me. Maybe I'm just not appreciating the power of this domino, but this domino does not feel powerful. To my maybe that dot. Yeah, no. Well, almost. Yeah, this cell is interesting, because it's next to a 7 and an 8, but it can't be a 7 or an 8. So actually this square is purple, because it must be a 6 or a 9. And we are, yeah, okay. So now what's this square? Well, it must be blue, because we know we can't have 2 purples there. That's lovely. And that, oh, love that. Now this domino, it didn't have the power it did before. Don't think it did. No, it didn't. It now has power. Now it has power, because now it can't be 1 or 4, whereas before it could have been. So now you can't put 2 on that dot at all. You can't put 1, you can't put 4, you can't put 8. That's sensational. It's a 3-6. And that 3-6 makes that a 2, that a 3, this a 6, this a 9. That fixes the 1 and the 4, fixes the 8 and the 7. Love it. That's a 4 now. That fixes the 4 and the 1 down here. So if we scan across here, I've not put 7 into this row, so that must be 7. That gives me a 7 and an 8. Now there's an 8 down here. Now there's an 8 up there. That's a 7. 7 is most certainly green. So that means this square needs to be red, and it has to be a 2 or a 3. So this is which means it has to be 3, because these two can't be 3. Right, good. So that's a 3. This is a 2-8 pair. Don't know the order yet. The 6 here forces that to be a 6 by Sudoku. This is a 1-9 pair, which we can't resolve, but that doesn't matter. We're getting there, I think. This is 2, 7 and 8. This is 1, 4 and 9. Now this is, so there's a 2 and a 4 in this triple, so that can't be 2. Nine. Where does 9 go in column 6? It can only go there, I think. Well, if my pencil marks are correct, that is correct. Let me just check this. There's definitely a 9 here. There's definitely not a 9 there. Yeah, okay, I like that. I think this is a 9. So that gets a little bit more progress done. Which, is that useful? Might be, I'm not sure. Let's carry on with Sudoku though. I've just seen I've got a 6-9 pair over this side. And these are consecutive digits. So let's actually look at the options here. What have we got? We've got 2, 3, 7 and 8. So this is either 2 and 3 or it's 7 and 8. And we know it's not 2 and 3 because there's a 2, 3 here. So if we put 2, 3 on this dot, this would have no value. So this is 7 and 8. This is 2 or 3. Therefore, I'm going to make it red because I'm cussed like that. That's maybe this one now. Oh, you can't put a 5 on this dot because there's already 4, 6 in the column. Nice. So the 5 goes up there. That fixes the 5s, does it? Yes, it does. Good. 5s get done. Now, in this column, I've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Where does 9 go in this column? You can't put 9 here because it would need an 8. So 9 goes at the top. That fixes the 1. This is not 1 anymore. Oh, this is 3. Sorry, I could have done that ages ago. As soon as that was 3, this had to be 6. 6 has to go there in the middle box. 6 has to go here in this box. These two squares. There's a 1. There's a 1 on the white dot. So it must be a 1 and a 2, which means this all gets disambiguated as well. What a beautiful puzzle we are doing today. Again, I mean, how many puzzles recently have we done where it's just been this? It's just been sensational puzzle after sensational puzzle. So now there's something wrong here. Hang on. Yeah. Oh, okay. Look, this. Yeah, this is not. Well, this is helpful because look, if this is not 3, 7, it's 1, 9. And now look, I think I'm right in saying I've just got 1, 2, 4, and 9 to put into 5 different cells in the row. Unless I'm missing something, that is true. That cannot be right, so we will have to repeat one of the digits. So I don't think this can be 1 and 9. This is 3 or 7. That gives us a couple more digits. Look, 7 and 8s go in. 7 goes here by Sudoku. Still not sure about 8s. 9, though, has to go in one of those two cells because 9 is definitely not in any of those cells. So 9 is here. 9 is here by Sudoku. Oh, that 3 up there has been sitting there for a while. I don't think it'll do very much, and indeed it doesn't. Nine here. Gives us some more. That's not the 4 now. 1, 2, and 8. Not sure whether or what we can rule out there. Now if we look along here as well, look, we've still got 1, 2 and 4 to place. Beautiful, we've got a 1, 4 here. So this has to be a 2. It has to be a 2, and that might even finish the puzzle, I think, because not only is it giving us this 2 and the 8 at the top, but this 2 is giving us a 4 here, a 1 and a 2 on this side. Now this square can't be a 1 anymore. This square can't be a 1 anymore. We know we're looking at a 2-8 pair. We know we've got a 2 here, so we're going to get this, aren't we? 2, 8, 1, 4, 4, 1. These two squares are 8 and 3. 8 up here gives us a 7. That fixes the 3 below it. Those two squares are a 1-9 pair. That still looks like it's working, which is a relief. This 3 gives us the 6-3 at the top. And we're just left with trying to tidy up column 4 and column 5. And I would have thought, yeah, this 3 might do it. Look, 3, 7, 7, 2, 2, 8. Oh my goodness. 8, 9, 9, 1, 1, 4. This should be a 1. That's going to be a 4. That's going to be a 6. My goodness. What a treat. Let's click check. Yes. That is beautiful. I loved that. Again, that was not too difficult today, but it was the pinnacle of elegance and excellence, but elegance was the word I was rummaging for. Loved it, Philip. Absolutely loved it. Do check out all of these modern art Sudokus over on Patreon. There's a link under the video. And thank you so much for watching. Back soon with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.